British broadcaster the BBC has responded to complaints about their recent Doctor Who shows that push transgender ideology. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up at thatparkplace.com. The BBC has indeed responded to complaints. This is what they shared on their official website. We have received complaints from viewers who object to the inclusion of a transgender character in the program and from others who feel there are too few transgender people represented. They then responded, as regular viewers of Doctor Who will be aware, the show has and will always continue to proudly celebrate diversity and reflect the world we live in. We're always mindful of the content within our episodes. So they're basically promising that they will continue to be pushing transgender ideology in upcoming episodes of Doctor Who. This is absolutely sick and disgusting. And they aren't trying to reflect the world that we live in. They are trying to create the world that we live in by pushing this person right here, this male actor, Yasmin Finney, and repeatedly trying to gaslight us into telling us that this is a beautiful daughter, is indeed trying to shape their fantasy into reality, their lie into a reality. Men cannot become women and women cannot become men, but they are trying to push that through the show. This is indeed what they are doing. They're not trying to reflect the world we live in. They are trying to create the world we live in. And by pushing this in the show, that is what they are trying to get people to buy into. They're trying to get people to buy into this stuff. And ultimately, what they're really trying to do is they're trying to get people to destroy themselves, because that's what this ideology does. The evidence is overwhelming. You can look at their suicide rates. You can look at the physical damage that they do to people. You can look at the emotional and social damage it has done to them as well, even if they're just adopting the so-called proper pronouns, which they're not proper at all. It's a lie. It's fake. Again, you're buying into this lie that a man can become a woman, or a male can become a female, or a female can become a male by using the wrong pronouns for people. And that does a lot of social harm. That does a lot of mental harm, a lot of emotional harm. And the statistics for this are off the charts. It's absolutely disgusting and it is evil. The BBC should be ashamed of themselves. They should be taking the show off the air, because it is indeed doing significant damage to people by trying to get them to buy into this ideology. And they are doing significant harm to this person right here, who played the character of Jason Noble in the show. Obviously, that is quote unquote the dead name of the character in the show. They obviously use a girl's name. I think it's Rose, is the lie that they're trying to tell you. But the idea that they're going to be pushing this stuff wasn't unheard of. Like, we expected this response from the BBC, right? Because we know what Ncuti Gatwa and Mila Gibson have had to say. The Daily Mail reported Gatwa had to say this: "As I say, I live in a very leftist liberal bubble, and in fact, there's a really great episode coming up next year where we lean into that." And then he also confirmed that the show would discuss his race. He said, "Yes, definitely, it would be stupid if we didn't." So you know that it's just going to go super, super woke in upcoming episodes from Ncuti Gatwa. And then Millie Gibson told The Independent that the series would include, quote, "so many controversial elements to this season, the good sort of controversy, and it's what we need to see on our tellies." Absolutely not. Again, this is just another evidence that they are literally trying to shape reality rather than reflect it. And it's just absolutely wrong. Gibson admitted these, quote, controversial elements would be off-putting to many viewers. She said, "Some people might think this isn't the Doctor Who I know, but I'm really excited to see it. It's really cool that they're doing concepts like these and changing it up." So admitting that it's not even Doctor Who and people are going to reject it. So they know what they're doing, right? And she's admitting it there as well. And then she also claimed that these controversial elements were being included so the BBC, quote, "will attract a lot of Gen Z viewers," aka they want to brainwash Gen Z viewers into their despicable, evil ideology. That is indeed what they are actually trying to do. It's not about bringing in new Gen Z viewers to watch the show. It's about having the Gen Z viewers that are watching it and brainwashing them into the ideology and spreading that ideology like a plague throughout all of their circles that they go to. And she went on to say, because the show will, quote, "go with the times and represent a lot of faces and themes that are really important to see on television." Well, what are the times, right? It's what the BBC is telling us are the times. Again, trying to shape reality to their own vision rather than actually showing us what is indeed happening. It's sick. It's disgusting. But again, Not to be expected from the BBC. This show is absolute trash, and no one should be watching it at all. Fortunately, it does seem like a lot of people are tuning out. Hopefully, those numbers continue to go down, down, and down until it reaches zero. That's what we need to be at for Doctor Who. Those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.